capita disfiguring scars in the free world, it's Late Night with David Letterman. Tonight, radio personality Paul Harvey, comedian Jerry Seinfeld, and musician Joan Armatrading. Plus, Paul Schaefer and the world's most dangerous band. And now, NBC's first choice to host the 1988 Summer Olympics, David Letterman.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to joke around with you. I'm in a horrible mood. I got some bad news this afternoon. Cat World magazine phoned me, and they rejected my short story entitled Mr. Whiskers. I don't know who that is. Let's see that again, Hal. Let's see what monument she's standing in front of. That's the Lincoln Memorial, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Down there in Washington, D.C., or as we say in Indiana, Washington, D.C. I don't like to complain, but lately it seems whenever I have a dinner party, I have to keep saying the 5 same words over and over again to my guests. Please don't touch the harpsichord. I'm just...
Wait a minute.
Wasn't that once? Yes, it was. It was a Doris Day movie in the 60s. Musicians reading ahead on the cards. Now, something's wrong here. I noticed this the second I came out. Everything is out of whack. The camera, oh, who's this guy? What the hell are you doing here? Are you with the network? Can we see some identification? Who is this guy? What, does he have to be kneeling there? What? Have there been threats on my life? Is that why you're there?
Yeah.
Well, just get out of here. Just beat it, will you? Do we need him there? Well, then get out. Well, no, I said out, not there. That's not out. Just get the... Why is there a guy there? And don't come back until you learn how to behave, all right? Is he supposed to be there? Oh, he pulls the monitor. He pulls the monitor back when I come out. And he's been here every night for the last... Hey! But that's not it all. There's also, we're at an odd angle. This thing is wrong, and then it's dark over there. Does it seem a little dark to you? No. All right. Thank God for these rehearsals. Anyway... a stage costume worn once by Elvis Presley in a performance sold a couple of days ago in London for $48,000. $48,000. A guy bought it, and he was going to donate it to his son's Little League field to be used as a tarp. Used as a tarp. Hey, kids, phone the neighbors. What a show. Joan Armatrading is here, Jerry Seinfeld, and Paul Harvey. Good friend Paul Schaefer. Gorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
You know what we haven't done in a long time? Let's do this. Wait for this machine to get up to speed.
Okay.
And we'll fill the studio with bubbles.
Key it out.
Very nice. Lovely, isn't it? I know. Oh, boy. Well, are you having a good time?
I'm having a lovely time.
Anything we ought to cover before we get to it?
Just that it's been a nutty week.
Been a strange week, hasn't it?
Yeah, kind of a crazy week, but
Yeah.
we have a good show this evening.
Yeah.
And
I have an announcement to make.
You do?
Yeah, you remember about a month ago I was told by the police in Los Angeles never to go to the airport again?
Yes,
Well,
you were banned.
I would just like to alert everybody on the force tonight at LAX that I'll be there. I get in around 12:30 and I'll be there.
Tonight?
Yeah, so if you guys want to come by and say
You're
hello.
arriving LAX tonight?
Yeah.
What airline?
I was thrown out of the airport. They said never come back to the airport.
You and Phil Spector, the people who have been
I don't know
banned
what
from
that
Air
means.
Force.
I don't know what that means. It's viewer mail night, but before we do the viewer mail, we do something else, don't we? Maybe.
We do.
When do we do it? We do it now? Sure. Okay. Top 10 category. No, stop it. Here we go. Tonight's category, Top 10 Revelations in Albert Goldman's upcoming biography of Ringo Starr. Now, this is the guy who wrote the biography of Elvis Presley,
Yeah.
and I guess recently published the biography of John Lennon. So this would be his upcoming treatment of Ringo Starr's life.
Now, does he really have a treatment coming up of Ringo Starr's life?
Uh-huh. These would be the top 10 revelations. Are you
I
ready?
see.
Yeah. Here we
I
go.
guess even if he did,
Yeah.
if he was doing, he just did Lennon, if he was going to do
That's
Ringo.
right. Yeah, he would be the next in the trilogy,
I
Ringo.
see.
Completing the trilogy, Ringo
In a
Starr.
nutty universe. You
Yeah, top 10 revelations in Albert Goldman's upcoming biography of Ringo.
Ringo that he's doing.
Here we go. Number 10. Only Beatle to portray himself in Beatlemania. Number 9. Used to give John and Paul token songs to sing so they wouldn't feel left out. Number 8. Secretary named Lincoln, while Lincoln had a secretary named Ringo. I didn't realize that. Number 7. For a while actually believed Paul was dead. Number 6. Served in Indiana National Guard during Vietnam War. Number 5, suggested Hey Hey We're the Monkees as the Beatles theme song. Number 4, on their honeymoon, he and wife Barbara Bach held a bed-in to promote Seagram's wine coolers. Number 3, made a fortune selling cheesy Ginsu knife sets on TV. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a revelation about Ronco. Ronco, not Ringo at all. Yeah, and what did you pay to get in? Thank you. Number 2, advised Paul that Hey Dude just didn't sound right. And the number one revelation in Albert Goldman's upcoming biography of Ringo Starr, vocal on Octopus's Garden played backwards sounds like, thank God these other guys are so talented. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Viewer mail night, Paul.
Yes, Friday night.
This is our second batch of viewer mail since the writers have returned from that long, terrible, miserable strike. It pitted brother against brother, you know.
Sure did. Sure did.
Actual letters, ladies and gentlemen, from actual viewers, and we'll answer them for you here tonight. Letter number 1 begins, Dear Mr. Letterman, you recently appeared on our local evening news during one of your visits to Indianapolis. You were unshaven, Dave. Your clothes were rumpled. Your hair was matted. Our city planners have spent years trying to improve the image of Indianapolis. Do us a favor, quit telling people that you're from Indiana. Sincerely, P.W. Joyce, Indianapolis, Indiana. All right, I'll be happy to help you improve your image. I'm not from Indiana, but Dan Quayle is. Wow. Boy, I could have been killed, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
Letter number 2. Is the monitor guy still here? Because I thought it might have been sabotage. You know, you throw a guy out and it comes back to haunt you. Dear Dave, number 2 begins, I need your help. My home was recently burglarized. In addition to various other valuables, the thieves took my VCR and a tape of your September 16th show. Anne Marie Moore, Detroit, Michigan. Gee, that's horrible, Anne Marie. I wish there was I wish there was
Dave.
something I could do,
Dave.
frankly, because I understand. What?
Dave, don't worry about
What?
it. I took care of it.
Took care of what? What do you mean?
Well, I read the letter earlier today, so I sent her a little money for a new VCR. It's the least I could do for, you know, a loyal viewer.
Well, I can't believe you fell for this.
What?
It's obviously a joke. She's not serious about this. She just wanted to get her letter read on the air.
Maybe. Her house wasn't burglarized?
Oh, of course not.
Just joking. A ploy. And I sent her $600.
Once in a lifetime.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President and Chief Executive Officer of NBC, Mr. Robert Wright. Robert Wright. Nice to see you, Bob.
Let me be the first to welcome your writers back and thank them for that wonderful What a Sucker gag. It's a classic humor like that that makes this show a hit with juveniles everywhere.
Thank you very much, Robert.
And as far as Schaefer goes, well, I guess he's an acquired taste. Personally, I never cared for him. Anyway, that aside, keep up the good work, Tom. And folks, don't forget to watch the Bob Costa Sports Machine following this show.
All right, Robert C. Wright, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you, Bob. Letter number 3. Dear Dave, letter number 3. We thought about it for a while and decided that we really don't want to know too much about Hal. Thanks anyway. Us again, John and Tom Shakow, Washington, D.C. They're talking about Hal Gurney, our director. Well, that well may be, huh? Oh, I'm sorry, Hal Gurney, our director. That may be, Tom and John, but many of our viewers do enjoy that segment, so let's go now to the control room for another installment of Know Too Much About Hal Gurney. There he is.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Hal.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Hal.
Okay, Dave. Well, Dave, you know, the last few weeks it's been so hot here in New York.
Yes.
I don't have to tell you how hot it's been.
Oh, it's terribly hot.
Well, I've experienced a lot of painful red chafing in various parts of my body, and prescription ointment was the only thing that helped.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
yeah.
Hal.
Okay,
That's
Dave.
way too much. That's
Right.
so
Nice
much more
talking
than
to you,
we ever
Dave,
hope to
and
know
this is
about
all, please.
Hal
Yeah.
Gurney, ladies and gentlemen. Hal is married, has a family, and votes in the elections.
Yes.
A well-respected member of his community. And here, on TV, he plays the buffoon. Number 4. To whom it may concern, I like almost all of your guests that you have on your television program, except for one pair of women you had on earlier on your show. These 2 women, which I will not mention, are truly offensive. I will only mention their initials, SB and M, married to SP. I truly hope they will never be on your show again. Nameless, from Wisconsin. You know, what's interesting to me about this, Paul, I think this person is onto something here. You know how I never like to say anything about celebrities? I never like to say anything bad about them.
You never do. I know
I'm
that.
worried that I'll get sued.
I know that about
But here, what she's doing, if you use initials, you can say anything you want to say. Just use the initials.
I don't know if that's such a good idea.
No, I think this is perfect. All you have to do, in fact, I'm going to try it right now. The biggest, and this makes me feel so good to get this off my chest.
Yeah.
The biggest jerk in show business is a guy whose initials are J.N.
Dave,
J.N.
I wouldn't make, I don't think you should make waves.
No, I'm going to do it again. It's liberating. I'm going to say it again. He is the biggest weasel in show business. The way J.N., he shows up at those Laker games, makes a big spectacle of himself at the Academy Awards. This guy is
Dave.
the lowest, most reprehensible. Yes, Hal?
Dave, there's a phone call for you.
Oh, excuse me. Yellow.
Yeah, Dave, this
Yeah.
is Jack Nicklaus.
Ladies and gentlemen, professional golfer Jack Nicklaus. Jack, I can't tell you what an honor it is to hear from you. What can I do for you tonight?
Yeah, don't give me that crap. I was watching your show with Jim Neighbors and TV's Dennis the Menace, Jay North. I just wanted you to know that we're suing you for everything you've got.
Well, now
I'll
wait
show
a
you who's a jerk.
No, settle down. I think I owe you an explanation here. When I was saying J.N., and I didn't really want to come out and use the name, but I was thinking of Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson? The actor?
Right.
Oh, that explains about the Laker games.
Yeah.
Gee, we're all really sorry. I guess we owe you an apology.
Oh, that's perfectly all right.
Well, look, tell you what. I'm going to send you one of my 6 green jackets from the Masters. Does that square things between us?
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay, anytime, pal.
All right, thank you very much. Jack Nicholson. It's such a thrill to get a call on a dummy phone. Letter number 4. Number 5. 5? Dear Mr. Letterman, if you could declare a national holiday, what would it be? David Johnson, Mansfield, Ohio. You know, Dave, I've given this a great deal of thought, and I decided that I would declare a holiday honoring a truly great American, a statesman, a philosopher, architect, and the author of our Declaration of Independence. He served as our 3rd president and acquired huge tracts of land in the Louisiana Purchase, more than doubling the existing land mass of the United States. He also founded the University of Virginia. A national holiday honoring Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson? Damn.
That's it. We're done. Paul Harvey is here, Jerry Seinfeld, and Joan Armatrading. We'll be right back, folks. Our first guest tonight has been broadcasting on the ABC radio network for, how long do you think, Paul? How long do you think this guy has been on the radio every day?
My guess is 35 years.
Oh, well, close. 38.
Wow. 38 years is
38.
a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's a lot of years.
He is the most distinctive voice on radio and also the most highly rated, according to the figures just released. Last week, the Paul Harvey Morning News has the highest rating ever achieved by a radio program. More than, how many listeners, Paul?
Oh, 6 million listeners.
6 million listeners.
Really?
That's right on the money, 6 million.
Okay.
Pretty impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Harvey. Hi, Paul. Nice to see you. How you doing? Pleasure to meet you. Paul Harvey. Have a seat. You know, I got to tell you something. One day, a couple of months ago, I was driving around. I don't know what I was doing, and I heard your newscast. In Los Angeles, it comes on later than it does, I guess, here in the East. And I was in the newscast, and it was one of the most exciting things of my life.
What had you done, David?
I'm not sure exactly what it was, but you mentioned my name, and there was a little anecdote about me, and I thought, well, that's pretty exciting. Paul Harvey is talking about me on the radio.
David, those people have to be wondering what a couple of 5-speed talkers talk about when they get together. And tonight we're going to find out, and I can't wait to hear.
Well, let's go downstairs and get a beer. What was your first job in radio? You started how many years ago? In the early 50s, right?
Yeah, it was, more than half a century ago.
Yeah.
I started when I was 14 on KVOO in Tulsa when Oklahoma was still Indian territory. They paid us, as I remember, about $18 a week in cash and the rest in beads, wampum, and tobacco.
Is that right? And what would a 14-year-old do with tobacco?
I used it in those days.
Yeah. And what kind of things were you doing on the radio?
Oh, I think you remember, David, almost that far back. We had to do everything, announcing and selling, and sweeping out at night, and playing the guitar, and announcing Bob Wills and his Texas Playboys.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of everything. And how did you get yourself to Chicago then?
After the big war, my wife decided that she wanted to be married to a network news commentator, and she just wouldn't settle for anything less. And radio had its deepest roots in Chicago. Our new Museum of Broadcast Communication is in Chicago. New York has a museum, but devoted largely to television. The West Coast has a museum devoted largely to movies. But Chicago was and remains the epicenter of radio, and so that's where she wanted us to be.
Those were the days when radio connected this great country, town to town.
Ma Perkin.
Yeah. So you got to Chicago, and you were doing what?
A news period opened up, and I've never worked a day in my life since.
You've never worked a day in your life since? I see. That's your way of saying that what you do for a living is certainly not work at all.
No.
It's a labor of love.
David, I genuinely feel for you.
Thank you.
You have a handful of writers and an hour to fill. I've got a little bitty 5 minutes, and I've got 200 million writers. Yeah. Many of them staying awake all night doing heroic and hilarious things.
It's more than 5 minutes. I listen to you, it's like 10 or 12 minutes, isn't it?
Well, the noon broadcast is 15 minutes.
Oh, that's what I was
5 minutes in the morning, and the noon broadcast.
How did you develop the style for what you do?
Kind of grew up like Topsy, I guess.
I don't know what that means.
Well, folks wonder how do you decide when you say Paul Harvey, good day? How many seconds are allowed in there?
Yeah.
ABC is always trying to sell spot announcements.
Oh boy, it's just been one of those weeks. You know.
Where did you go?
It's
Where did everybody
guy
go?
with the monitor. If I were you, Paul, I'd get under the desk. This is. Oh gosh. Huh? We'll do what? We'll fix it. Okay, we're gonna fix it.
Did mentioning another network do that?
I don't know what happened. There are many other things. Oh, there you go. We'll be back here right after this. Welcome back. The lights are back on. It was not a major power outage here on the eastern seaboard. Everything is fine. Go back to your homes. There's nothing more to be seen here. Why do you think that doing what you're doing, when in an age when radio, especially national radio, may not be as popular or as powerful as it once was years ago in the 30s and 40s, why do you think that what you do has become so popular?
Well, first, David, don't forget that during primetime television hours, 2 out of 3 people are listening to the radio. During primetime television hours.
Really? While they're watching TV?
Oh, no. In any given week, 96% of the people get their entertainment from radio. 90% from television, 76% from other media. But more than that, it's these listeners that I mentioned a while ago who keep doing things that I can use to salt and pepper the news. This, I think, gives flavor to the hard, cold, otherwise uncomfortable.
What kind of stuff are we talking about when you say salt and pepper?
San Diego Union conducted a survey, high school agers, asked them, what do you think about advertising condoms on radio or on television?
Now, what do you think about it?
Well, let me give you their response first, because it parallels my own. 60+%, 66 as I remember, said they saw no objection to advertising condoms on television. 13% said they were in favor of it. I remember the 8%, which said it didn't make any difference to them one way or another whether you advertised condoms on television.
Right.
But they did feel that President Reagan should continue to send them military aid.
So it's a little...
These unpaid writers supply a...
Sure.
There was... Do you have time for another?
Do we have time for another? Now you didn't. You didn't even ask anybody. You just looked over there. I like that. That's
I was
a great
appealing
technique.
to the jury.
You have time for another one? There's no one over there, and he says, "Great. That's what I'm doing from now. You can just sit down. I'm never going to ask you again."
As far away as the Netherlands, David, a fellow who, an optometrist, was accused of unbecoming professionalism. What that meant in the Netherlands was that he was asking his lady patients in his examining room to take all of their clothes off and dance around while he played the accordion. Well, wait a minute, he explained. He said this was a test to make certain that their contact lenses were properly fitted and wouldn't fall out.
So there you go. Just say how you end up every newscast. Just say that for us once here tonight.
I have to check. Paul Harvey. Good day.
There you go. Thank you. We'll be right back, folks. You know, I could go back to Indianapolis and get my weather gig back. Like, I wouldn't even have to send those guys a tape. In fact, if they see this, I'll get a call tomorrow saying, "Come on back, Dave. You can have weekends."
Are you having one of those nights?
Huh? I don't know. I just got here.
I see. Well, welcome.
I'm actually now looking forward to being roughed up by the cops at LAX.
Not bad.
Huh?
No, great. Have a good trip tonight. What airline are you coming in?
I don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't make any difference. It's TWA. The 10:15 leaves at midnight.
10:15, you'll be...
In this half hour, Jerry Seinfeld, very funny gentleman, and Joan Armatrading will be here playing with Paul and the band.
Yes, she
we'll
will.
Look forward to that. Monday, Tom Brokaw, Belinda Carlisle, and on and on and on and on and on. Now, for the last couple of weeks, a dear member of our staff is leaving to get married. Her name is Bridget Jackson. We've had her on every night for 2 weeks. And when she comes on, we pay her the standard after rate. Take a look at the amount of money she has piled up there. She's getting married, and we thought that this would be a nice way to send her off. And kind of a lovely nest egg for Bridget, who's been with us about 3 years. Tonight is her final shot on the program, and she'll tonight receive $611 for appearing as a principal guest performing in hazardous rigging. That brings her total to $5,200, $5,238. And we're going to give this to her and her husband to be Hunter Huckabee.
Yes. So
the next time we see you, you'll be Bridget Huckabee. Ladies and gentlemen, our own Bridget Ann Jackson in hazardous rigging. Here you go, Bridget. Good luck. Good luck. Thanks, Bridget. Thanks for everything. Good luck to you. Come back and see us.
Okay.
And you know, it's much cooler in here now. Okay, we'll do a commercial, and Jerry Seinfeld will join us. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe I could get a morning gig, too. Do the weather on the weekends and a little morning show.
Are you saying something?
Dick Wolfsey. Is that who it is, Morty in Indianapolis? Dick Wolfsey has a morning show. It's called Hello, Indianapolis, I'm Up. What is it called, the morning show in Indianapolis? Indianapolis High. Here I come.
Indianapolis High, here I come.
I could bump this guy Wolfsey like that. One call, I got the job.
Well, who would we have here with us, then?
What do you care?
Who would stay with us?
Nobody cares. You can do it. This would be an excellent move up for you.
We need you.
No, you take it over.
With
I'll
us
be in
every
Indianapolis.
night. We need you
I'm bumping
nationally.
Dick Wolfsey. You take my place.
We need you nationally.
That's how the food chain works.
No.
Hey, Indianapolis. Good morning. It's Dave. Would you like to go to Indianapolis with me? Come on. You and me will go to Indianapolis. We'll turn that town on its ear.
You want to go there?
Whatever we can turn it on.
Do morning? All right.
Our next guest is a very funny man and a candidate for my job here. He is a very good friend who pays us regular visits. On September 1st, he will be at the Sheraton Hotel in Waikiki, and on September 10th, He will be performing at Town Hall in New York. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerry Seinfeld.
Good.
You look in pretty good shape, having a good summer, taking care of yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, our top physical condition all the time. 365 days. I don't belong to a health club. You don't either, I bet.
No, I don't.
You know why?
Why?
I have a strict limit on the number of naked guys I want to see in one day.
A good policy.
You know, I would say that 0 is my limit.
Yeah.
I would think anything over 0 is too many naked guys. When you're naked and you're not in your own house, I think it's impossible to be aware of anything but that fact.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're in the locker, you're on your way to the shower, and you're just like, I'm naked, I'm naked, I'm naked. You feel so, it becomes your name. You meet somebody, you go, hi, I'm naked, nice to meet you. My first name, Butt naked. You know, if you could have had Paul Harvey come out in that, in the rigger. Wouldn't that have been a show? Then you got yourself a show.
You're suggesting that there's something wrong with this show, Jerry?
No, I just think a little change makes a big difference.
So you're traveling a lot. You're going to be in Hawaii, then you're coming back to New York.
Yeah.
You don't mind that?
So what?
Seems like a lot of work.
Well, traveling, it's the little things, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the, here's one thing that, you know, a lot of airports, the airport bathroom sink faucet situation.
Yeah.
Can't give us the regular twisted on, twisted off, human style faucet. Too risky. Can't take that chance.
That's right.
They have to put in the spring-loaded Alcatraz, pain in the ass type faucet, so you go, hey, I got a little water there. You know? Oh, hey, another couple strong. You know. So what's the scenario that what's going to happen if they put it in a faucet? It's an airport. Do they think that businessmen with briefcases are, going to turn them all on full, run out into the parking lot, laughing, pushing each other into the bushes?
Folks come in and load up their canteen for a long cattle drive.
We have clothes, we have jobs. Give us a shot at a faucet. That's mine.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. What about flying? Do you have anything about that bother you?
No,
I used to hate it.
Yeah?
And then now I hate it a little less.
It's really just stupid to hate it. I mean, it's totally safe.
Oh, no, it's safe, but it's annoying.
Why? Because you can't get... It's like a hospital, isn't it, sometimes? You ever see people just sitting there, can I get some water? You know, and they got the blanket, and they go, I'll be okay, you know?
You know, they make a lot about people on airplanes smoking, and they say they shouldn't smoke. That doesn't bother me. It's people on airplanes who remove their shoes. Yeah. That bothers me.
I had a guy next to me, I swear on the flight, was moving stuff around the entire flight. Yeah. I just thought, could you just sit still,
I know.
You know?
It makes you very
I go into the airplane bathroom, which is the only, it's like your own apartment on the plane. You know, you go in that. And the thing I love in there, the slot for used razor blades.
Yeah.
The concept, not only that the people are shaving on the plane, but shaving so much they're using up razor blades. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like
they're prepping themselves for surgery.
Just imagine. I mean, you know, is the Wolfman flying in there or something? Going, you know, taking night flights with a full moon, just going, you know, trying to stay at,
When you go to these clubs around the country, do people ask you questions about your career and your life and
stuff? You know, they ask a lot about you. You've slacked off a lot on your comedy club
I have no
appearances.
Act. I have. If I had an act, I'd be out there.
You have no idea what it's like. You see, because I go out there and they want to know about you, but they don't ask questions. They just yell in the middle of a show. They'll just yell out, Letterman!
Yeah,
you know, and I go, is there a verb? Can you want to buy a vowel? You know, I just can't get... Because I'd be willing to answer, you know. Yeah. Do you want to know what the #1 question I get about you? Or actually talk show hosts. People want to know. America wants to know. Why do talk show hosts, they never have any idea how much time is left.
Right.
You know? You never see Magnum P.I. go, should I strangle this guy? We're going to take a break here. You know, we'll do a commercial, come back, I'll drive in the car real fast. Stay with us. You know. They also... They also, it's a weird, you know, a lot of times people don't know who you are, which is fine with me. You know, you do TV, but they don't have any idea. And you'll be talking with people, and I love when like, somebody will say to me, "Are you from around here?" You know? I think yeah, I was just a couple blocks down, and I just figured I'd come in, tell an hour and 15 minutes of jokes without pausing, and I think my clothes are ready out of the dryer. I'll split now. You know, I'm just down the block.
From the neighborhood.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember one night in Denver, I was working at a club that I think is folded, and the club was run by like the junior mafia. These guys thought if they did a really good job skimming from this club, maybe they could work themselves into the real mafia. And I was just dying a miserable death, so I thought I would talk to the people in the audience, and I kept saying, "Are you from Denver?" This is in Denver. "Where are you from?" "Are you from Denver?" "Where are you from?" "Denver." And finally a guy says, "Look, I'm from Denver, he's from Denver, she's from Denver. We're all from Denver. You're in Denver." Very humiliating. How's your family?
My family is my family. They're like your family. I love my family. I visit them. I don't have a great time. You know, it's not Space Mountain. You know what I mean?
But it's not supposed to be.
It's your family. Yeah. No, I enjoy it.
It's part of life.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot to do. The problem is doing things with your family, you know. Even when I was a kid, my father would try and do things. You know, he wasn't into sports or anything. We go to the steam room, you know. I don't know what fathers get out of that. They want to go in that steam room, and, you know, when you're a little kid, you don't even sweat. You know, you just, your face just gets redder and redder.
Yeah.
Like, "Dad, I'm 11, I'm having a stroke." You know, what are we doing in here?
Just naked guys again for Dad, I guess. Let's see, on the 10th, right here in Town Hall in New York. And
this
then
is a
first,
big deal for me, by the way.
Well, good.
My first New York concert.
I hope it goes well for you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Jerry. Thanks
Dave.
for being here. Boy, Seinfeld, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Joan Armatrading. Our next guest is a talented singer and performer whose new album is called The Shouting Stage. Right there. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joan Armatrading.
If you could only see just what you mean to me, you would never, ever pass me by. You would take my number and you'd call me up. You would never want to make me cry. That I'm living for you, baby. That it's you or die. That I'm living for you, baby. And I can't give up on your love. If you could only see just what you do to me, you would never, ever pass me by. You forget the others, I'd be your favorite lover. You would never want to leave my side. That I'm living for you, baby. That it's you or die. I'm living for you, baby, and I can't give up on your love. Your love has got me in a spin. I turn around and I begin again. Your love has got me in a spin. I turn around and I begin again. I just can't you are to me. You would never, ever pass me by. Don't pass me by. Don't pass me by. Don't pass me by. Don't pass me by. You know I'm living for you, baby. You know it's you won't die. You know that I'm living for you, baby, and I can't give in, give up on your love. You know I'm living for you, baby. You know that it's you won't die. You know that I'm living for you, baby, and I can't give in, give up on your love.
Nice job. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. He's 82. Long time ago. We got to do a commercial. We'll be right back, folks.
Hotel accommodations for some guests of this program were furnished by the Omni Berkshire Place Hotel, Manhattan's green and civilized oasis, in exchange for this announcement. For reservations, call 1-800-THE-OMNI.
Well, it's time to wrap up another edition of Good Morning Indianapolis. Thanks to my guests here, Joan Armatrading, Jerry Seinfeld, and, of course, Paul Harvey. Monday on the program, kids, Tom Brokaw, Belinda Carlisle, and that's it. Have a good weekend. Thanks for being here. Good night, everybody.
Every night, David Letterman and Paul Schaefer take the same road home from work. Only this time, they went a little out of their way.
Who's this? Hi. Need some help? I don't know. Looks good as new to me. Where's the Amish guy?
Hey, where's my wallet?
Huh? Deadbeat. Hey, freeze!